Mr. Jenkins used to sit outside the store every day. Rain or shine, he'd be there, and he'd always have something to say. See, Mr. Jenkins had a chair made of plastic, and Wisdom sat outside the corner store where all his kids would visit him. He cracked jokes about the weather, then he switched to something deeper. Said, young brother, life's a lesson and the price keeps getting steeper. I was 13, thought I knew it all, had my fitted cap low. He said, son, the loudest in the room, usually the last to grow. Pointed at the bodega cat to see how that cat moved. Never in a rush, but he always got something to prove. I'm like, man, what that mean? He just smiled and sipped his coffee. Said, patience is a currency, and most of y'all too costly. Always wanting everything right now, instant gratification. But the strongest trees take years, that's just plantation, I mean patience. He caught himself then laughed, but that slip wasn't accidental. Mr. Jenkins knew the language, how our history's fundamental to understanding why we struggle in these concrete situations. He said, know your roots, young king, that's the first part of salvation. Corner store philosophy, that's where I learned to see old heads dropping jewels between the lotto and the iced tea. Yeah. They don't teach us in the schools, nah, this is living proof that wisdom lives in places where we least expect the truth. That wisdom lives in places where we least expect the truth. Yeah, and we suspect the truth. Yeah. Summer of '95, I came through with a black eye. Jenkins didn't ask me what happened, just said, let me tell you why. Boys fight over nothing, cause they fighting something eternal. The violence ain't external, son, that pain is more eternal. He told me about his brother, how they lost him to the streets. Said he was fighting shadows, and them shadows never sleep. Anger is a prison where you both the guard and inmate, and pride will have you serving time way past your given end date. I sat there feeling heavy, ice melting on my swollen face. He passed me storing peas and said, this world ain't built to hold your grace. They build it to contain you, to restrain you, or explain you as a statistic, not a soul. Don't let them rearrange you. See, Jenkins was a teacher before the school let him go. Said he taught too much truth and not enough of what they wrote. So he took his desk outside, made the block his classroom, and every kid who listened got a lesson they could grab soon. That's corner store philosophy, that's where I learned to see old heads dropping jewels between the lotto and the iced tea. Yeah. They don't teach us in the schools, nah, this is living proof that wisdom lives in places where we least expect the truth. That wisdom lives in places where we least expect the truth. Yeah, I will respect the truth, yeah. Last time I saw Jenkins, I was home from College Spring. Had my backpack full of books, thought I learned everything. He just smiled when he saw me, said, so now you educated? I said, yeah, I'm learning. He said, good, but stay related to the soil that you came from. Don't forget these broken streets, cause education's just a tool, but wisdom's where your heart beats. He looked older, more tired, but his eyes still had that fire. Said the system's built to break us, but community takes us higher. Never let them isolate you, make you think you made it solo. Every time you win, you standing on 1,000 shoulders pro bono. I asked him why he never left, why he stayed here on this corner. He said, cause somebody gotta stay and be a witness and a warner. These kids need to see an elder that ain't broken or defeated, that ain't strung out, that ain't locked up, that ain't from the block deleted. I hugged him and I cried some, didn't even know I needed that reminder that my purpose wasn't just about succeeding. Mr. Jenkins passed that winter. Heart gave out while he was sitting in that chair. They found him with a book on Marcus Garvey in his lap. The store put up a plaque, but they ain't really where he's at. He's in every conversation, every lesson that I pass. Corner store philosophy, yeah, that's forever, it'll last. Express train to enlightenment. All aboard. 6 train southbound, 7:45 a.m. Packed car full of souls, each one a requiem. For dreams deferred, for sleep that never came enough. Everybody armored up, but everybody's had enough. I see the nurse still in her scrubs, eyes closed, head bobbing. She been healing people all night, now she sleepwalking. Construction worker paint still on his Timberlands. Reading a novel about a place he's never been. College girl with headphones, mouthing words to something. Could be gospel, could be pot, could be a lover or something. Old man with a chessboard, playing both sides by himself. Every move deliberate, teaching patience to himself. Homeless brother at the end, cup sitting in his palm. Everybody look away, but he just sitting calm, like he's accepted something that the rest of us resist. That dignity ain't measured by what's sitting in your fist. Subway scriptures, underground cathedral, moving through the belly of the city with my people. We all strangers, but we share this metal pew. Subway scriptures, God is in the A, the C, the 2. Underground cathedral, moving through the belly of the city with my people. We all strangers, but we share this metal pew. Subway scriptures, God is in the A to C, the tune. Somebody's playing saxophone between the cars, music pushing through the tunnel like we're reading from the stars. He playing giant steps, but with a gospel twist. Every note a prayer for everybody that he's missed. Mother with 3 children, trying to keep them all together. Oldest one is reading to the youngest, lightest feather in a heavy situation, but she makes it look like grace. She's exhausted, I can tell, but still got love up on her face. 2 kids talking about philosophy and can't miss. One says God is dead, the other one says God is who created all the suffering we sitting in right now. First kid nods and says, or maybe God is in the how. We survive it, how we rise, how we look each other's eyes, how we're all inside this train, but we're all under different skies. I'm just listening, observing, scribbling notes inside my mind. It's the education that the universities can't find. Subway scriptures, underground cathedral, moving through the belly of the city with my people. We all strangers, but we share this metal pew. Subway scriptures, God is in the L, the M, the Q. Showtime dancers flip through the car, young and electric, risking injury for dollars. Man, the hustle so hectic. Some people love it, some complain, some don't even look. But them kids are writing poetry with bodies, not a book. Each backflip is a statement. I exist, I'm here, I matter. Each move defies the gravity that tries to make us shatter. Lady starts singing, his eye is on a sparrow. Voice so pure it cuts through all the noise and all the hollow. Conversation stop, even the cynics pause. There's something about a voice that sings without applause. Just faith, just sound, just spirit taking flight. In a subway car at 8 a.m. she's bringing us the light. I look around and see we're not as separate as we think. We're all connected by this moment, by this city, by this link. These subway scriptures writing themselves on every face. Every struggle is a sermon, every journey is grace, and this is your stop. But the sermon never ends. Every train car is a temple. Every stranger is a friend, waiting to be recognized. Subway scriptures.
They say nothing grows in concrete, but they ain't never really looked close enough. Yeah. There's a rose pushing through the sidewalk, crack on Lenox Ave. Petals dirty from the exhaust, but it's blooming nonetheless. Metaphor too obvious, but sometimes truth is plain. Beauty finds a way to exist in spite of pain. Mrs. Rodriguez on the 3rd floor, she got plants on every sill. Tomatoes growing in paint buckets, herbs on the windowsill. She waters them with prayer water, sings to them in Spanish. Says mi jardín esperanza when the neighborhood's in anguish. Kids painted a mural where the liquor store used to be. Transformed a wall of graffiti tags into something we could see as artists. Hope is testimony that we're more than what they think. More than crime statistics and communities on the brink. I seen teenagers plant trees on blocks the city had forgotten. Nurturing something green in places where everything had gotten so great. So hard, so absent of life, a light of growth. But we cultivate our gardens cause we understand them both.
Concrete gardens, that's where we grow in the hardest conditions. Still we glow. They paved over everything but roots run deep. Concrete gardens, promises we keep. 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 Yeah, 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 yeah.
Old parking lot turned into a community space. Kids playing double dutch where there used to be a waste of land, of potential, of opportunity missed. Now it's laughter and jump rope and grandmothers who reminisce about when this whole block was different, full of shops and life. Before the highway cut through the neighborhood like a knife, severed connections, separated families for progress. But we regrew, we rebuilt, even when the pain was fresh. There's a garden on the roof where me and Marcus used to go. 20 stories up, but down there it's all you know. A struggling of sirens, but up here it's elevation, literal and spiritual. spiritual, this our meditation station. He planted vegetables his grandmother remembered from down south. Said this is how we stay connected when we can't make it out. Each seed a memory, each harvest a reclamation of culture, of identity, of deliberate creation.
Concrete gardens, that's where we grow in the hardest conditions. Still we grow. We paved over everything, but roots run deep. Concrete gardens, promises we keep. Concrete gardens, promises we keep. Concrete gardens, promises we keep. Concrete gardens, promises we keep.
See, they don't understand that we've been gardeners forever. We've been making something beautiful in any type of weather. Our ancestors grew food in soil that wasn't even theirs. Cultivated life while living in a systematic nightmare. So when they wonder how we thrive in places they call hood, I tell them we've been planting seeds in concrete since we could remember who we are, what we're capable of being. We turn abandoned lots to gathering spots, that's what I'm seeing. This resilience is genetic, this beauty is intentional. We don't accept decay as final or as consequential to our spirit, to our essence, to our fundamental truth. That life will find a way if you just give it to the youth. So I water these concrete gardens with my sweat and with my art. Every verse a seed I'm planting, every beat becomes a part of the ecosystem we creating in these urban spaces. Concrete gardens blooming with 1,000 different faces. Nothing grows in concrete. Come to my neighborhood, we'll show you different. Concrete gardens, concrete gardens.
Dear young me, I'm writing from the future. Got some things I wish somebody told me.
Dear 15-year-old me, sitting in your room angry, thinking that the world is out to get you, feeling lonely. I know you think that hustling is the only way to make it, that your pops ain't around, so you gotta go and take it. What you need from these streets that don't love you back. I wish I could tell you that this path is full of cracks that'll trip you up and split you from the person you could be, but you won't listen anyway, you too stubborn. Just like me, I know you think that real men don't cry or show emotion, that vulnerability's weakness, that's the poison in the potion. They fed us since birth, but little brother, that's a lie. The strongest thing I ever did was let myself cry in front of people I love. Admit that I was broken, that I needed help, that I couldn't leave pain unspoken. So when you're hurting and you a beat, don't hold it in. That silence will destroy you from within, my friend.
If I could go back, I'd tell myself to slow down, slow down. All that rushing got me nowhere but to low ground, to low ground. Every scar I got could have been avoided if I knew, if I knew. What I'm telling you now, in this letter to my younger you.
Dear 18-year-old me, about to have that son. I know you scared, I know you feel like you ain't ready, wanna run, but that little boy gon' save your life in ways you can't conceive. He gon' give you purpose when you got nothing to believe in anymore. When the streets done chewed you up, when your homies turn to enemies and nobody you trust, he gon' be the reason you decide to finally change. Rearrange your priorities, make something from your pain. I wish I could tell you to finish school, don't drop out. That diploma matters more than pride or trying to clout. Chasing these streets that'll forget you in a week, but you gon' learn the hard way. Ain't no shortcuts to the peak, just long climbs and setbacks and lessons learned in failure. Each mistake a teacher if you willing to inhale the knowledge from the pain, transmuted into something useful. That's the alchemy of struggle, turning brutal into beautiful.
If I could go back, I'd tell myself to slow down, slow down. All that rushing got me nowhere but to low ground, to low ground. Every scar I got could have been avoided if I knew, if I knew. What I'm telling you now, in this letter to my younger you.
Dear 25-year-old me, yeah, the one who's almost broken, who just lost his best friend, who got words he left unspoken. I know you think you could've saved him, that his blood is on your hands, that if you called him back that night, if you just had other plans, things would be different.
But young king, that's not true. His demons were his own, weren't nothing you could do. But love him while he here, what you did, don't you forget. The guilt will try to eat you, but you gotta make a bet. On healing, on forgiving, on releasing what you hold. These burdens that you carrying gon' make you grow old before your time. And life's too short to live inside regret. The best way to honor him is live and not forget. That every day's a gift, even the painful ones teach us. That every loss reminds us what we had before it leaves us. So hold your people close, tell them that you love them while you can. Tomorrow ain't promised to nobody, understand?
Dear younger me, you gon' make it through. All the pain you fear is building something true. Something strong, something wise, something real. I know you can't see it now, but trust me, you gon' hear love, love, the future you.
Speakers on the corner, grill smoking. Summer in the city, this is church.
They close the block off, nobody's driving through the day. Just people, just music, just the kids outside to play. Mr. Thompson got his grill going since about noon. Ribs and chicken smoking, Mac Dre shaking the boom. Box somebody brought from 94, still working perfect. Every scratch is get familiar, man, this moment's worth it. Miss Davis brought a famous tater salad out. Kids running through the sprinkler, neighbors talking, laughing loud. This is holy, this is sacred, this is church without the pews. This is worship through communion, through the gathering of crews, of families, of friends, of folks who make this block a home. In the city that's expensive, where you often feel alone, but not today. Today, we're tethered to each other. Take a stranger down the street becomes your sister or your brother. Tables full of food that everybody contributed. One pot, one love, one block, undisputed.
Block party baptism, washing off the stress, dancing in the street like we're truly blessed. This our sanctuary, this our holy ground. Block party baptism, block party baptism, best church in town. Yeah, best church in town.
DJ spinning classics, everything from 88 to 96. Africa, Bambaataa, the Tribe Called Quest is in the mix. Old heads doing dances that they thought they had forgot. Young kids recording everything, preserving what we got. For the future, for the culture, for the memory of when community was more than just a word, it was I can. 3 generations stepping to the same beat, unified. Grandmothers and babies, side by side, we rise above the noise of daily life, above the stress and strain. For one day we remember why we stay despite the pain. Because of this, because of moments when we come together, proving that our bond is strong enough to face whatever storm is coming, problem pending, crisis at our door. We got each other, that's what family and community is for. Not just blood relatives, but block relatives too. The ones who will watch your kids, who check on you when you're blue.
Block party baptism, washing off the stress, dancing in the street like we're truly blessed. This our sanctuary, this our holy ground. Block party baptism, block party baptism, best church in town, best church in town, best church in town.
Sun's starting to set, but nobody's leaving yet. String lights, come on, somebody's auntie's making plates for folks who ain't ate yet. Can't nobody leave here hungry, that's the block party code. Everybody eats, everybody laughs, everybody's old. A moment of peace in a world that's often war. A chance to just exist without struggle at your door. Kids are getting tired, sleeping on their parents' shoulders. Music's getting softer, night air's getting colder, but hearts are getting warmer with each conversation shared. Each hug that heals something, showing that we really cared about each other's problems, about each other's lives. It's the medicine we need to help our spirits stay alive. In concrete jungles where it's easy to feel isolated, block party baptism keeps us all related to our humanity, our history, our hope for better days. This is how we pray, this is how we praise. Same time next year, same time next year. p.m. to 7 a.m. The shift nobody sees. Punching at 11 while the city starts to sleep. While families eat dinner, I'm just starting my week. Stock shelves in silence, fluorescent lights humming. World moves different at night, different type of coming and going. Mostly going, watching shadows on the wall. Time moves slower in the darkness of the shopping mall of necessities. I organize what people buy by day. Never see their faces, just the products they don't pay attention to. But I do, cause it's my meditation. Each can facing forward is my small contribution to the order of a world that feels chaotic in the light. But at night, it's just me, these boxes in this fight to stay awake, stay focused, stay committed to the job that don't pay enough to justify the hours that I rob from my family, from my sleep, from my life outside these walls. But bills don't pay themselves, so I answer when shift calls. Third shift starts when the world's asleep. I'm working in the shadows, promises to keep. Invisible labor in fluorescent glow. Third shift starts what the day don't know. Third shift starts when the world's asleep. I'm working in the shadows, promises to keep. Invisible labor in fluorescent glow. Third shift starts what the day don't know. Break room at 2 a.m., coffee tastes like giving up. Maria's reading textbooks, trying to fill a college cup. With knowledge between shifts, she work here in another spot. Says she studying counting, gon' make something of a lot in life. I respect it, but I see the toll it's taking. Dark circles under eyes, hands constantly shaking. From caffeine and exhaustion, from the stress of making ends. Meet in the middle of a life that never bends. Toward mercy, toward rest, toward anything but work. Carlos smoking by the loading dock, dealing with the hurt of missing his kids grow up. He only see them sleeping, leaves for work before they wake. Comes home while they still dreaming. He's building them a future while sacrificing present. Every night shift is a gift he's giving, though they can't accept it yet. But one day they'll understand what daddy did for them. How he worked the hours that the daylight wouldn't give to him. Third shift starts when the world's asleep. I'm working in the shadows, promises to keep. Invisible labor in fluorescent glow. Third shift starts what the day don't know. Third shift starts when the world's asleep. I'm working in the shadows, promises to keep. Invisible labor in fluorescent glow. Third shift starts what the day don't know. There's a beauty in the silence, in the stillness of the night. When you're working while the world sleeps, there's a different type of sight. You develop, call it night vision, call it thirst shift consciousness. You see the bones of how things function, all the honest, less glamorous realities of how the products make the shelf, how the system stays in motion while you sacrifice yourself. Your time, your health, your relationships, your daylight hours gone, but somebody's gotta do it, so we keep on keeping on. Security guard named Marcus, been here 15 years. Says the night you saved his life when he was drowning in his fears. Gave him structure, gave him purpose, gave him time to think things through without the noise of day shift chaos. Found himself brand new. I feel that in the quiet, I can hear my own thoughts clear. Process all the daytime trauma, work through all the fear that accumulates when you're just trying to survive and pay rent. Third shift thoughts be deep thoughts, time ain't really spent, it's lent. 7 a.m. Clock out. Sun's coming up. Another shift survives. Another day begins for everyone else. But for us, it's time to disappear again. Into the daylight.
Third shift thoughts.
Fading with the morning.
Every Saturday morning, same corner, same chairs, same debates that never get resolved.
Every Saturday morning, same corner, same chairs, same debates that never get resolved. But that's the point. Big Mike in the first chair, newspaper folded to the op-ed. Talking about the May and how the system got us oppressed. They building condos where the projects used to be, calling it development. But who is developing for? Not we, the people who been here, who built this neighborhood up. Young Trey in the corner getting lined up. Says old head, that's progress, can't stay stuck in the past. Gotta evolve or get left behind, that's facts. Big Mike just laughs, his son, I respect your view, but you gon' learn that progress ain't always progress for you. They pushed us out of Harlem, out of Brooklyn, where we going next? When they develop us right out of every neighborhood that's left. Mr. Johnson getting the shape up, he's 70-something. Says I seen this before, 960-something. Urban renewal, they called it, but we called it removal. Cause Negro removal is what it really proved, fool. Barbershop gets quiet, way the history settle in. Barbershop round table where we saw the world's
Conversation shifts to education in these schools. Raymond said they setting up our kids to be tools for a prison system. Look at the numbers, it's designed pipeline from the classroom to the cell, they don't mind. Trey disagrees, says man that's victim mentality. We gotta take responsibility for our own reality. Can't blame the system for every problem that we face. Personal accountability's the key to win the race. Big Mike steps in. Both of y'all are right and wrong. System is designed to fail us, that's been going on too long. But we also gotta take control of what we can't control. Can't wait for them to save us, gotta save our own soul. Marcus the barber, cutting hair through all the noise. Says synthesis, not opposition, that's the real choice. We need to organize, strategize, not just theorize. In this barbershop, every week we need to mobilize. Barbershop round pilot, where we solve the world's problems. Can't nobody tell us nothing, even though we never solve them. But that's not the point. Point is, we still talking. Barbershop round table, where the truth goes walking.
Barbershop.
Yeah, police brutality comes up, it always does eventually. Raymond talks about his nephew, stop eventually. Every week by the same cops on the same corner. Says he's 17, clean record, but they treat him like a mourner. At his own funeral, like he's dead before he's tried. Big Mike adds, my son's a cop, but even he can't hide from the fact the system's broken from the inside out. Good cops get pushed out when they try to speak about the corruption, the quotas, the culture of the blue wall. Trey says not all cops though. Then the shop erupts and all voices overlap, debating, some angry, some just tired. But this is how we process, how we stay inspired to keep fighting, keep talking, keep showing up to vote, keep raising up our children with the antidote to hopelessness, which is community and truth. Barbershop round table, preserving our youth. Shops about to close, Marcus sweeping up their hair. Everyone's still talking, nobody's going nowhere. This is ritual, this is sacred, this is where men come to be vulnerable, political, to not be numb to the realities of existing while black in America, where every conversation gotta carry the hysteria of survival, mixed with pride, the pain mixed with hope, of struggling to climb when they keep greasing the rope, but we climb anyway. And we talk about it here in this barbershop sanctuary, year after year, generation after generation. Same debates evolve, but the core remains the same. We gon' solve our own problems, cause we can't wait for permission to be free, to be heard, to complete our mission. Barbershop round table, where the revolution's playing between the fades and the lineups and the shaking the hands.
Same time next week. You know it.
Bring that article about the school board.
I got you.
Barbershop
Round table.
where we figure it out. Sometimes love shows up in the most unexpected places, like aisle 3, between the bread and the canned goods. It was a Tuesday, nothing special, just another broke week. Went to the bodega just to get something cheap to eat. Ramen in the Arizona, that's my budget gourmet. She was reaching for the last grape drink. I was in the way, said excuse me, and I moved, but our eyes met brief. Something in that moment, call it kismet or belief, and fate a chance or whatever makes two strangers pause. She smiled, I smiled back, forgot what I came for, because she was beautiful, not magazine beautiful, but real. The type of beauty that's authentic, that you feel in your chest, in your stomach, in the way your breath catch. She grabbed a drink, I grabbed mine, trying to find a match for conversation, something clever, something smooth to say. But all I got was that's a good choice, and she walked away to the register. I'm standing there feeling like a fool, missing opportunities, breaking every player rule.
Bodega Rose, growing in the city concrete, finding love in corner stores on ordinary streets. Bodega Rose, sweeter than I could suppose. Sometimes beauty blooms where you least expect it grows.
Next week, same day, same time, same store. I ain't even need nothing, I just came to explore the possibility she might be there again, call me corny, but something about a smile made my Tuesday less boring. And there she was, out too, looking at the chips. I walked up more confident, said we gotta stop meeting like this. She laughed, said you was here last week. I remember you, the guy who couldn't speak. She stared, what you tryna do? I said I'm tryna know your name, I'm tryna make you smile, I'm tryna take you for coffee, can you spare a little while? She looked
me up and down considering the offer. Said I don't know you, why would I go anywhere off the strength of a bodega meeting? You could be crazy, I said fair point, but I'm not, I'm just a maybe. Future friend or more, if you willing to take a chance on a brother who's just trying to get past the first glance.
Bodega Rose, growing in the city concrete, finding love in corner stores on ordinary streets. Bodega Rose, sweeter than I could suppose. Sometimes beauty blooms where you least expect it grows.
She gave me 7 minutes standing by the refrigerators, talking about our lives, our dreams, about our haters, and I hope she's in nursing school, working 2 jobs. I'm working on my music, trying to beat the odds of making it. She said, that's beautiful to have a dream. I said, you too, saving lives, that's the ultimate scheme. She laughed at scheme, said, you got a funny way with words. I said, stick around, I got a whole vocabulary you ain't heard. She wrote a number on my hand with a pen from the counter, said, call me but not too soon, don't be a hound, sir. I said, when it's too soon. She said, you'll know. Then she left with her Arizona and her chips to go. I stood there grinning like I won the lottery or something. Mr. Kim behind the counter said, you buy something or nothing. I bought a pack of gum, floated out into the street. My Tuesday just got sweeter, my life just got complete.
Fast forward 2 years, now we living together. She's a registered nurse, I'm still chasing dreams. Whatever weather we face it side by side. She's my bodega rose, my unexpected ride or die. My partner, my best friend, my everything. Started in aisle 3, now I'm trying to buy a ring to make it official, though she already my wife. In every way that matters, she's the love of my life. And it's funny how the universe conspires to connect 2 souls that need each other when you least expect. To find love in the mundane and the everyday routine. In the bodega on a Tuesday, somewhere in between the struggle and the hustle, beauty still can grow like a rose through concrete. Like the love I know started in the most unlikely place, but now it's home. Bodega Rose, I'm glad you helped me grow.
Still go to that same bodega, still buy Arizona grapes sometimes. I'm just to remember
stories up. City lights below look like stars. Makes you think about distance and dreams. Yeah. Me and Kareem used to sneak up on the roof at midnight. His pops is a super, so we had the key. Insight into places tenants couldn't go. We bring a blanket, lay back and philosophize about the planets and our place in the universe, our place in the city. Both felt infinite and small, both felt gritty and beautiful simultaneously. Existential crisis at 16, trying to figure out what life is really about. What we doing here on earth, what's our purpose, what's our value, what's our worth in the system that devalue us before we even speak, before we even dream. They tell us what we cannot reach, but Kareem will point at stars, say light years away, but we can see him. Distance ain't nothing but a delay between the dream and the reality. Keep pushing forward even if you can't see it yet, your life's moving toward it.
Rooftop astronomy, studying the dreams. Light years away, but closer than they seem. We're more than what they tell us we can be. Rooftop astronomy, that's where we're free.
Yeah. Kareem wanted to be an engineer, build bridges, structures. I wanted to make music, capture truth and ruptures of sound, a rhythm of words strung together meaningful. We practice our futures up there, feeling beautiful, impossible, like anything could happen if we tried hard enough, believe enough, didn't let the dream die. Under the weight of circumstances, under the pressure of rent and bills and survival, we treasure these moments on the roof where we could just be young and black and dreaming without apology, without shame, without limits placed by others' expectations. We create our own constellations, our own destinations, and the stars above the projects, above the struggle, above the statistics that say we're supposed to crumble under pressure, but pressure makes diamonds, right? At least that's what we told ourselves on rooftop nights. Yeah.
Rooftop astronomy, studying the dreams.
realities got gravity, pulls you down eventually. Kareem couldn't afford the college that he got accepted to. SA scores perfect, but the tuition was a mountain. He couldn't climb without the aid, they wouldn't amount in sufficient quantity. So we went to community college, work full-time, slowly chipping at the unity of his dream. Deferred but not destroyed, just delayed, like that light from distant stars. Still trying to find a way. I dropped out to work, support my moms, my little sister. Music became a hobby, something that I whispered to myself at night when everyone was sleeping. Dreams don't pay bills, but I'm still keeping them alive somehow, some way. I'm still writing, still believing, even when the roof ain't inviting me no more. Cause life got heavy, got complicated, but them rooftop dreams, man, they can't be negated. 10 years later, I'm still working, still creating. Kareem finished his degree, now he's graduating with honors from a state school. Got a job lined up, says he's finally building bridges like we talked about. What's up with me? I'm still here, still pursuing the dream, in pieces and fragments between the job and the routine of adult responsibility. But I ain't bitter, I'm grateful for them rooftop nights that made me consider possibility is real. Even when it feels distant, those dreams are still valid, still persistent. Like starlight, traveling through time and space to reach us. Those rooftop conversations still teach us that distance ain't denial, delay ain't defeat. We're still moving toward our dreams, even when they seem like years away. We're getting closer every day.
Rooftop astronomy showed us the way. Still look up sometimes, still see the same stars. Still dream the same dream, just with open scars. But scars mean you survive.
Something about waiting makes people talk, makes strangers into confess.
Bus is running late, I'm standing in the cold. Lady next to me looks tired, looks old. Beyond the years, maybe 40, but she looks 60. Life done wore her down, and she look at me. Says you look like my son, he'd be about your age if he was still here. If he turned a page, instead of staying stuck in them streets selling them drugs. She's crying now and I don't know her, but I give her hugs. Cause what else you do when someone's pain is so exposed? She says, thank you baby, sorry, I don't know what came over me. I don't usually tell strangers about my grief. I say sometimes strangers easier than family, that's my belief. She nods and wipes her eyes, says he was a good boy. Lost his way when his daddy left. Found wrong joy, making fast money, feeling important, feeling seen. Now he's doing 25, he was barely 17.
Bus stop confessions, sacred and unexpected. Strangers bearing souls that otherwise stay protected. Something about the waiting, something about the moment makes us human, makes us real, makes us open.
Yeah. Young girl sitting on the bench, can't be more than 19. Headphones on, but she's crying and I intervene. Ask her if she's okay, she looks up, says you care. I say I wouldn't ask if I didn't, she said that's rare. These days everybody's busy living in their phone. I just found out I'm pregnant and I feel so alone. I sit down next to her, ask her if she told the father. She says he disappeared soon as I told him why I bother. Chasing somebody who don't wanna be found. My family gon' disown me, they religious, I'm bound to hell according to them. But I don't know what to do, keep it, don't keep it, every option feels like I'ma lose. I tell her, look, I can't tell you what's right for your life, but I can tell you that you're stronger than you know. Despite what you're feeling right now, you'll figure it out. And whatever you decide, ain't nobody's business, no doubt.
Bus stop confessions, sacred and unexpected. Strangers bearing souls that otherwise stay protected. Something about the waiting, something about the moment makes us human, makes us real, makes us open.
Old man with
with a briefcase, suit crisp but worn. Looks distinguished but his eyes look torn between worlds. He strikes up conversation impromptu, says I'm retired. 35 years I accomplished nothing meaningful, just push papers, made rich men richer. Now I'm 65 with a pension and a picture of a life I didn't live cause I was too busy working. All the moments with my kids, all the joy I was shirking. In favor of security, in favor of stability. Now they grown, they don't call and I question my ability to even know what matters, what's important in this life. I got money in the bank, but I lost my wife to loneliness. She left me 15 years ago. Said she couldn't compete with my job, I should let her go. So I did, and I worked more, filled the void with labor. Now I'm standing at this bus stop, stranger as my savior. Homeless brother approached us all while we was waiting. Asked for change, but really he was just relating his story. Said I used to be somebody, had a family, had a job, had a house. Then I lost it gradually to addiction, to depression, to the weight of just existing. Now I'm out here, and I swear to God I'm resisting the urge to give up, to just lay down and die. But something in me still believes I could fly above the circumstance, reclaim who I was. Or maybe find somebody new, just because the old me led me here. Maybe I need to change. Maybe this rock bottom ain't the end, but the range for transformation, for rebirth, for second chances. We all just stood there, caught up in this candidness. Then the bus came, we all got on together. Strangers who confess, now connected forever.
Never saw none of them again, but I think about them still. Bus stop confession, something about the way it makes us
real. Yo, circle up. This is where it all began. This is how we pass it down. Yo. Corner of Malcolm X and 125th Street. That's where the cypher forms when the sun meets the horizon. That's when the beatboxers start and the MCs gather, ready to showcase their art. No stage, no mics, just voice and concrete. Just skill and respect in the rhythm of the street. Jamal goes first, he's been holding it down since 92. He's the unofficial king of the crown, but he knows that every week somebody new gon' come, try to take his spot. That's the beauty of the drama, competition of the culture, of the tradition. That say the best rapper's just the one in best position to capture the moment, to bottle the lightning, to say what everybody feeling, make the cypher exciting. He spits about gentrification, about the change, how the neighborhood don't look the same, how the range of what's affordable is shrinking, but we still here thinking we can preserve the culture even while we sinking. Corner cypher legacy, this is how we learn from the old heads and the young ones. Everybody get a turn. Corner cypher legacy, passing down the flame. Oral tradition in the digital age, but it's all the same. Young girl steps in, can't be more than 16, but her pen game vicious, sharpest that we seen in months. She talking about being young and black and female in the world to try to nail it down, but she set sail on her own terms, create her own narrative. Parents want her to be doctor, but she's comparative to Lauryn Hill. She wanna speak for a generation, wanna spit the truth about the miseducation of young women in hip-hop, how they objectified, how the culture that's supposed to free us got gentrified, not just physically but mentally, spiritually. We lost something critical, something integral to really being hip-hop, not just performing it. She's reforming it, transforming it, warming us that if we don't protect the culture, it'll disappear. The crowd goes wild, a message ringing loud and clear. Yeah, corner cypher legacy, this is how we learn from the old heads and the young ones. Everybody get a turn. Corner cypher legacy, passing down the flame. Oral tradition in the digital age, but it's all the same. Yeah. OG Tommy steps in, he's about 60-something, says, I was at the park when Kool Herc was DJ something new into existence. I witnessed the birth of this culture y'all participating in. For what it's worth, I'm proud of y'all, but I'm also worried about the future. When everybody's on their phone, who's the tutor? Who's preserving the oral tradition, the cipher, the battle? Who's making sure the foundation don't rattle and collapse under the weight of commercialization? Hip-hop started in the Bronx as communication between communities that was marginalized, ostracized. Now it's the biggest genre, but it's fossilized. In many ways, lost the edge, lost the message. But y'all right here, right now, is evidence that the spirit's still alive in the cipher, in the street, where it started, where it's purest, where the heart still beat. Yo, Kids are watching from the sidelines, absorbing the game, learning that hip-hop is more than just fortune and fame. It's about community, about storytelling, about truth, about preserving culture and empower the youth to speak their mind, to find their voice, to make a choice, to participate in legacy, to add their noise to the chorus of resistance, the symphony of struggle. The cipher is a classroom where we learn to juggle pain and hope, reality and dreams. Everything is everything, or so it seems, in the circle on this corner where we gather every week to pass down the tradition and let the culture speak through us, to us, for us, about us. The corner cipher legacy. Without us, it would die, so we keep it alive through ciphers and through verses. That's how we survive, yo. Same corner. Next week, bring your best 16. This is how we keep it alive. Yo, corner cipher legacy, forever.
3 a.m. at the Starlight Diner, where insomniacs become philosophers, and coffee tastes like contemplation. Sitting in a booth that's older than my parents, probably vinyl cracked and patched with duct tape, but it's gotta be the most comfortable seat in the city at this hour, when your mind is racing and you need somewhere to cower from the demons that don't sleep, that wait for you at home. So you come here to the diner where you're never quite alone. Gladys is the waitress, been here 30 years. She's seen every type of person, dried 1,000 tears. With napkins from the dispenser, poured 1,000,000 cups of coffee strong enough to wake the dead to pick you up when you're down. She got a wisdom that don't come from books, just from paying attention from the way she looks at people and their problems with compassionate detachment. She ain't fixing nothing, but she's present, that's attachments. We all need somebody witness our existence, somebody to pour the coffee and not judge the distance. We traveled to end up here at 3 a.m. broken. Last call philosophy in a 24-hour spot, where the lost and found congregation gather when it's hot. Cold outside, don't matter, we all inside our heads. Last call philosophy, wisdom with the egg. There's a cab driver named Hassan in the corner booth, reading Rumi between fares, searching for the truth and poetry and mystic words written centuries ago. He says the wound is where the light enters, you know. I'm sitting here with heartbreak. She left me last week, said she couldn't do it anymore. My love was too weak or too strong, I couldn't tell which one from how she said it. Now I'm drowning in my coffee, trying to forget it. The sand looks at me and says, brother, I've been there. Lost my wife to cancer, thought I'd never clear the air of grief to fill my lungs, but time is strange medicine. It don't heal the wound, just teaches you to let the pain in. And through like room, he said, the wound becomes the door to understanding something deeper than before. The hurt before the loss, before you thought you needed someone else to complete who you were whole, but you forgot it. Last call philosophy in a 24-hour spot, where the lost and found congregation gather when it's hot and cold outside. Don't matter, we all inside our heads. Last call philosophy, wisdom with the eggs. Young writer in the next booth, laptop glowing blue. She's been here since midnight, working on breakthrough or breakdown. Hard to tell when she looks exhausted. I ask her what she's writing, she says try not to be cautious. For once in my life, trying to tell the truth raw, without filtering for feelings, without worrying what y'all might think or say or judge about my story and my pain. Trying to make art from trauma, trying to make the rain into something beautiful, into something meaningful, instead of just drowning in it, trying to be dutiful to my craft, to my calling, to the voice inside that says write it down, write it out, write until you're dead or alive again, whichever comes first in the process. Gladys refills her coffee, says baby just be honest, that's all art is anyway, just truth told slant, the rest is just decoration, unnecessary rant. Old man at the counter eating eggs and grits alone. Gladys knows him, knows his wife died, knows he comes here when he can't be home, with memories that haunt him, with the silence too loud. She sits with him a moment, says Frank, you're doing proud. She be, I know it, you still waking up each day. He just nods and keeps on eating, ain't much more to say, but the acknowledgement means something, recognition that he's struggling but surviving. That's where the wisdom's at. In this diner at 3 a.m. we're all just trying to cope with existence, with resistance, trying to hold the rope that connects us to tomorrow, to the reason to go on, even when the night is darkest, even when the hope is gone. We gather here together, strangers in the fluorescent light, sharing space if not our stories, making it through the night. Gladys pours another round of coffee, black as the sky. Last call philosophy, we live until we die. 4:30 a.m. First light creeping through the window. Frank leaves first, then I sand, then the rider. I stay for one more cup. Gladys says see you tomorrow night. I say probably. She says good. Last call philosophy. At the Starlight Diner, where we all come home.
Sometimes you just need to step outside, breathe, find a moment that's yours.
Climb out the window to the fire escape platform. Life inside too heavy, need to transform. My perspective, need to see the city from a different angle. Need to untangle all the thoughts that got me strangled by anxiety, by responsibility, by the weight of just existing in the world that don't wait for you to catch a breath, to catch a balance. So I come out here where the only challenge is not thinking, just being, just breathing in the air. Polluted as it is, but at least out here I don't care about the bills on the table, about the job I hate, about the dreams deferred, about the time getting late to make something of myself. Whatever that means, out here I'm just a body between buildings, between dreams and reality. Just suspended in the space where neither one could touch me, this my saving grace.
Fire escape in a mission, my sanctuary and still, where I come to remember how it feels to feel something other than pressure, something close to peace. Fire escape in a mission, temporary release.
Yeah. Mrs. Chen on the floor below grows herbs and coffee cans, basil and cilantro, working with whatever hands. The city deals that she makes beauty from constraint. I watch her water them slowly, patient like a saint. She sees me watching waves, says you need some basil. I climb down, accept her offering. She says life is fragile, like these plants, but also stronger than you think. Just needs little water, little sun, won't sink unless you let it, unless you forget to tend it. She goes back inside her wisdom, unrehearsed, unscripted. I sit there holding basil, smelling summer in December. This the type of moment that I know I'll remember, when everything is dark, when I need a light. This fire escape, this stranger, this unexpected flight, from the heaviness of living to the lightness of just being present in the moment, really seeing what I'm seeing.
Fire escape in a mission, my sanctuary and still, where I come to remember how it feels to feel something other than pressure, something close to peace. Fire escape in a mission, temporary release.
Sunset painting everything in orange and gold. City looks different when the light hits. Less cold, less harsh, less hard. More like a painting, like something worth appreciating. Less constraining, I can hear music from somewhere, can't tell where it's coming from. Could be 5 floors up, could be someone humming on the street below. Sound travels strange in the city, everything's connected. Everything's pretty if you look at it right, if you give it a chance, if you stop moving long enough to see the dance of light and shadow, of sound and silence competing for your attention, but really just completing each other, making whole what seems fragmented. This moment is a gift, even if it's rented from the chaos that'll call me back inside eventually. But right now I'm here, essentially free. Kid on the roof across the way flying a kite, somehow made it work in the city when teaching himself how to navigate the currents, define the lift in concrete canyons, red kite against gray sky, define all the canon of what's possible in urban spaces lacking open air. He makes it work because he doesn't know he's not supposed to dare to dream that big, to fly that high above the buildings. I watch him work the string, his joy is so fulfilling, to witness, to remember that wonder still exists, even here, even now, even in the midst of everything that tries to crush it, kill it, contain it. Young brother on the roof refuses to restrain it. His imagination, his belief that he can make it work, whatever it is. He won't fake it for nobody, and that's the lesson that I needed. Fire escape in a mission, my spirit just got treated.
Take a breath, step outside, find your fire escape. You're in a mission between acts of survival. These moments matter. These moments save our lives. Fire escape in a mission.
permission to pause. A.m. The city's waking up. So am I. Let's go. Alarm goes off, another day, another opportunity to be better than yesterday. That's the unity between my past and present self. I'm competing with me, not with them, not with y'all, just who I used to be. Feet hit the floor, cold water on my face. Quick prayer, gratitude for another day of grace. Brush my teeth while running through my mental checklist. What I gotta do today, who I gotta bless with. My presence, my energy, my effort, my time. Not thinking about the money that'll come if I climb toward purpose instead of profit, toward meaning instead of status, toward being fully present. That's the habit that'll save us from the cycle of just grinding without knowing why. I used to just survive, now I'm learning how to fly above the circumstances, even while I'm in the thick of struggle. I found the trick, perspective's what you pick. Morning hustle, meditation, find a zen in the ground. Peace in the chaos, if you look you gon' find that the struggle is the teacher and the lesson is the way. Morning hustle, meditation, gratitude every day. Morning hustle, meditation, find a zen in the ground. Peace in the chaos, if you look you gon' find that the struggle is the teacher and the lesson is the way. Morning hustle, meditation, gratitude every day. Train is packed, but I don't let it stress me out. I used to push and rush, now I'm learning what it's about. To be still, even in motion, to be calm in the storm. To transform the commute from a chore to a warm up for the day ahead. I observe without judgment. The woman sleeping, standing up, the man's eye movement. Reading this book intensely, lost inside the story. Each person here's a universe of struggle and the glory. I used to be so focused on myself, my destination. Now I see the journeys where you find your revelation. That we're all connected, we're all fighting our own battles. We're all trying to maintain while life constantly rattles our foundations. Tests our patience, tries our spirit, but we show up anyway. That's the message, you hear it in the rumble of the train, in the rhythm of the day. Morning hustle meditation, teaching me to stay. Morning hustle meditation, find the zen in the ground. Peace in the chaos, if you look you gon' find that the struggle is the teacher and the lesson is the way. Morning hustle meditation, gratitude every day. Morning hustle meditation, find the zen in the ground. Peace in the chaos, if you look you gon' find that the struggle is the teacher and the lesson is the way. Morning hustle meditation, gratitude every day. Get to work, clock in, but I ain't clocking out mentally. I'm present, I'm intentional, I'm working essentially on myself while I'm working for the man, for the pay. Every interaction is a chance to display grace under pressure, kindness in the face of stress. Excellence in effort even when I'm getting less than I deserve financially, but I'm earning spiritually. Each moment that I choose to be my best, literally building my character, building my discipline, building my legacy and how I treat my fellow men and women. That's the real work, not the job title, not the salary, not the status, just the vital practice of being human, being present, being real, being vulnerable enough to actually feel the weight of existence but not be crushed by it. The morning hustle meditation, I'm adjusted to it. End of the day, same train home, different energy. Everybody's tired, but there's also synergy and shared exhaustion. And the knowing that we all showed up today and did our best, didn't fall apart, didn't quit, didn't let the pressure break us. We bend, but we don't break, that's what makes us survivors, thrivers, believers in tomorrow. Even when today was heavy with the sorrow, a struggle we push through, we find the light in little moments in the won't give up fight that we engage in daily, that we commit to nightly. When we lay down and we breathe and we sleep slightly better than we thought we would, giving everything that's weighing on us, but we're carrying everything with grace, with strength, with meditation and a hustle. Morning brought the zen, evening brought the muscle. Morning hustle, meditation, find the zen in morning hustle. Morning hands in the chaos, if you look you gon' hide. That the struggle is the teacher and the lesson is the way. Morning hustle, meditation, gratitude every day. Morning hustle, meditation, find the zen in morning hustle. In the chaos, if you look you gon' hide. That the struggle is the teacher and the lesson is the way. Morning hustle, meditation. Another day survive, another day thrive, another day of finding peace in the chaos. That's the practice, that's the meditation. Morning hustle to the evening. We made it. Do it again tomorrow. Morning hustle meditation. This is how we grow.